The lyric, the hook, the chorus, you know, it's the same song. You know, we have laws about that.
The Isley Brothers say Michael Bolton makes beautiful music, but claim he stole their song. Entertainment Tonight has a story for this Thursday, June 11th, 1992.
Hello again, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm John Tesh. Michael.
The hottest thing in Hollywood these days is learning how to chill out. More and more stars are leaving stress behind and finding peace of mind with yoga. If you're tense, unwind with today's Inside Story. Actress Sherilyn Fenn is devoted to it. Lisa Bonet is a yoga addict.
Inhale, Cobra.
Catherine Oxenberg never misses her yoga sessions.
Just sway, sway.
And stars come in droves for yoga in Beverly Hills.
Go back. Lower spine's supposed to hurt like a hell.
At more places and in increasing numbers, Hollywood celebrities are turning to yoga for fitness and for peace of mind. Yoga instructor Bikram came to the United States from India decades ago on the invitation of actress Shirley MacLaine. Chaudhry says he's taught yoga to hundreds of Hollywood stars, among them Raquel Welch, Jeff Bridges, Candice Bergen, and Emilio Estevez. Chaudhry says actors come to his Beverly Hills studio to get their act together.
The definition of yoga is marriage between body, mind, and the soul. A car, gasoline, and the key. Technically, when you can put it together, you can go 200 miles an hour.
Among Chaudhry's prize students is former NBA great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem says yoga helped him stay in the game.
It really helped prolong my career and made it possible for me to retire when I wanted to retire rather than when I had the inevitable breakdown.
Now what we're going to do now is take it your back, and then you're going to come forward.
Another yoga instructor to the stars is a woman who goes by the name Gurmukh. Her one-on-one instruction has made a big difference in the lives of actresses Sherilyn Fenn and Sheryl Lee, both formerly of Twin Peaks.
It's my time of prayer. It's my time to check in with God and with the me that's inside, not the me that's out here living in Los Angeles. This is a way to go inside to find the answers, and not just to sit there. It's to meditate and to also do a form of exercise that's very powerful. It's been essential for my well-being in the last couple months.
Gurmukh's instruction in stretching and breathing was also put to a very specific purpose by actress Catherine Oxenberg. She says it significantly aided the birth of her daughter, India.
I was able to remain conscious so that my labor took from beginning to end 2 hours, that I needed no medication, that I had a completely natural birth.
Yoga is also the subject of a highly controversial movie soon to be released by Miramax Films titled Sacred Sex. The film plays up the use of yoga between couples for heightened sexual pleasure. And at a studio outside Los Angeles, instructor Gary Myshak teaches yoga for couples. He says shared sexual energy is a potent force.
Every yoga posture that you would have in any yoga is derived from a sexual position. And what it has to do is with consciously moving your energy through your partner and vice versa in the sex act.
Another of Hollywood's yoga devotees is actress Lisa Bonet. In fact, Bonet's boyfriend is her yoga instructor, Brian Kest, who teaches an athletic form of the exercise he calls power yoga. For Bonet, yoga's benefits are numerous.
Health and longevity and flexibility and balance and stamina. It's a union of so many different things that are great for your body and for your mind and for your spirit.
Elvis Presley nearly became yoga's most famous disciple. A guru says Presley offered him $100,000 to become his private instructor, but Elvis died before he took any lessons. On our Inside Story tomorrow, television shows that whisk you away to the outer limits, carried away on UFOs, and some come back to tell about it.
Big dark eyes, small noses, slits for mouths, very bony hands.
They say they've been abducted to outer space and talk about it tomorrow on Entertainment Tonight's Inside Story.
Coming up next, Lou Gossett Jr. is back in the cockpit, and he tells us why he wanted to fly again in Iron Eagle 3.
claiming to be the personal trainer to the stars or the chiropractor to the stars. But Bikram Chowdhury says no one can challenge him as the yoga teacher to the stars. Using the ancient methods, he tries to lead the rich and famous to a healthy mind and body. When Bikram Chowdhury teaches yoga, it's not unusual to find a famous face in one of his classes. Over the years, he's worked with dozens of celebrities and says they practice yoga for the same reasons his other students do.
When you go to a yoga class, for a moment, your mind is totally relaxed from the rest of the body and the rest of the world. So that's the real yoga treatment is. Change again, everybody, and look at here. Look at here.
Chowdhury says yoga also helps his famous clients find an inner balance that helps them deal with their ups and downs.
Once you're very successful, it's very difficult to stay in that position long time. So that's why we said in India, too much success, too much power, too much money is not good because it won't last long.
One of Bikram's students is basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Jabbar says yoga prolonged his career and helps him stay in shape now.
It's a good physical conditioning, and it really helps you learn to deal with problems and things that don't go the way you want them to. You learn to accept things in stride.
But the stars don't get star treatment from Chowdhury. All clients, even his most famous ones, are required to attend his classes. And even though celebrities grab the spotlight, Chowdhury's committed to teaching yoga to anyone willing to learn.
I wish if every human being does yoga every part of the world, then whole world will be heaven.
Bikram Chowdhury turned down a student who could have been the most famous yoga disciple of all, Elvis Presley. Bikram said no to Elvis because Presley wanted private instruction, and not even for the king would he break his rule about teaching students in a classroom setting.
Yeah, this way. Go ahead this way.
Kareem said this picture is only slightly smaller than actual size. That she's real tiny. She's almost that tiny.
I mean, that picture when taken, Kareem is sitting next to him. First we took a picture with Kareem on the birthday, and then we took... Oh. Okay, it's later. Okay, I'll show you later. That's the current one, this Saturday. Last Saturday. Tough cookie, tough cookie. God. Can't keep up.
All set? When you talk about people in Hollywood being too rich, too powerful, not knowing how to handle it, how does yoga help them? What do you tell those people that come in and say, I'm under stress all the time, I can't deal with it? What does yoga give them?
Well, first time when you come to my class, like all of your life, no matter who you are, you think something about yourself, who you are, which is 100% wrong. The first time in your life when you come to my class, you are standing in front of a mirror. This is called cosmic mirror. You go, I take you to a higher consciousness. You can see exactly who you are, where you come from, what is your life is. All this life, where you thought about yourself, it was wrong. You're living in illusion. You are running behind the mirage in Sahara for a drop of water. There's no water. So that's why you are totally lost. And the result is that's why you are not happy. You are looking for something else because you are trying to drive the Cadillac car with the Toyota car key. You will never make it in millionaire. Americans said it's not important what you do, it's important how you do. You follow me? I learned a lot of things in here. So when you come to my class for the first day, you really see who you are. Like a doctor, put the stethoscope on your chest, they hear the sound, they know what's problem in your lungs, on your heart. That's the way you know yourself. That's called introduction of self-realization or God realization. So when you come here, I make you understand who you are, what you have, what you need. Then I will help you to decide what you want. All this life, whichever you did it, it was wrong, totally wrong. So by doing this, my class, and listening all the philosophy I talk, like the way I'm right now talking, I will help you to open your real eyes. It's called third eyes, Dibbo Chokku, cosmic eyes, to see the world and the people completely different way. So actually it's called reborn. You reborn once again. Really, it is fact. It's difficult to understand, you know. But when you go to a yoga class, Indian yoga class, you reborn once again. Completely different aspects in human life. That's, you understand you are a human being, what is the humanity, how the life's supposed to be, the way you born in the West, the way you live in United States, the way you live in Hollywood. Those are all illusion, Maya. That's not the real life. That's why you get lost. You know, you give up everything, give up, give up, give up. You're incapable of attached with anything, the reality and truth of human life. You know that.
You know, I think in the West, people think about the mind and the body separately. I go to an aerobics class so I'll feel better, and I go to a psychiatrist so that I'll think better. Is it different with yoga? Are they one?
Okay, that's the first question I think you should ask me, or I should tell you. What is yoga? If you ask me, what is yoga? Why should I do yoga? Yoga is, one word is United States of America. How? What is United States? United of 50 states make United States of America. Marriage, right word is called marriage. Union. Union of what? The body, mind, and the soul. Body is the temple. Soul is the spirit, which is the God who lived there. That is his home. Who run the body and the soul? It's called mind. When the mind gives you a correct suggestion, judgment, you do the right thing to love somebody, to help somebody. When mind gives you wrong judgment, suggestion, you kill somebody. So the mind, when betray you, whether you live or you die, your life is good or the bad. So what yoga does, help to realize what to do, what not to do. That means the definition of yoga is marriage between body, mind, and the soul. A car, gasoline, and the key. Technically, when you can put it together, you can go 200 miles an hour. But you have the car, you have the gasoline, you lost the key. You have the car and the key, there's no gas. So that's the definition, meaning of yoga. Body, marriage between body, mind, and the soul. There's nothing in the world invented until today, this moment, in human civilization, can put the body, mind, and soul together. No. That's the only subject. That's why if you want to survive in better world, better life, better way, you have to go back to East and learn how to live together with yogic help. So we have millions of more problems than you guys do, but we have 1,000 times better life. You build the best country in the world. You born the best country in the world. How come you don't have a life than everybody else, rest of the world? How come I have a better life than you do? Because I have a foundation, I born in a different part of the world. That's why I enjoy living in your country here in Beverly Hills more than anybody does. So this is what I do, my job. Picked up the good of East, good of West, and put it together, marriage between East and the West. That's why I do. That's why everybody come to me. That's why I can save the whole, you know, Hollywood or the country or the world. Yeah, tell him to.
It was good. Perfect.
Good questions.
Good answer. Sit down. Sure.
Is that okay, Anando? Can we do it now?
He'll call back after half an hour.
Okay. If ring, right away picked up. Otherwise, you have to cut it again. Okay. Please go ahead.
We were talking, you mentioned earlier some names of people that may not have found the answer. People like Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Howard Hughes, that became too powerful and couldn't deal with their success. I think one of those people, Elvis Presley, came to you.
He's my best friend. He's a best friend. I know him from 1970. We are very good friends. We have a got a good time together. And 2 weeks, 3 weeks before his death, he called me one day. He said, Bikram, I don't want to die. I want to survive. Now I want to listen to you. He was a kind of weak person, not like me. You know, weak person. He let himself controlled by others. He doesn't want to take his own decision. Now I said, okay, I'll pick you up today. He was staying in Las Vegas. I went there, I drove all the way to pick him up. I went there about noon. Then he said, okay, let's go. I said, where? My home. I said, what do you mean? He said, yeah, you are coming with me to, where do you live, Tennessee? I said, no, Elvis, I have a big school in Beverly Hills. I'm responsible for taking care of thousands of people. You come with me to Beverly Hills. I will keep you alive 90 years comfortably. My word is never wrong once in my life, in my subject. He said, no, you come with me. So what he did, that time he has a girlfriend named called Ginger. She was sitting next to me, very pretty girl. I like her. So he wrote a $100,000 check. He said, this is for only 1 month, $100,000. Come with me and help me. I said, Elvis, it's not how much you're paying me. I have to make you forget you are Elvis Presley when you are in my class. That's my first treatment. You remember you are Elvis Presley, biggest star in the world. That's your problem. And that's why you are suffering. That's why you are taking those pills and blowing up. 24,000 pills he took it. Then he threw the check, he wrote another check. blank. He said, put the amount you want. I said, then he laughed. I said, Elvis, I don't think you understand. What God you believe? He said, Jesus. I said, when you ask a priest to go your home to pray for you, he said, when you die. I said, why are you asking me? I'm a yogi. Why are you asking me to go your home? I will go when you die, not before. You have to come to me. You don't have to pay $1 million. You have to pay only $5 per hour and a half, one class. So forget about everything. Jump in the car, come with me, stay 1 month at least, then you will be able to do your own. So I stayed from 12 o'clock to, midnight, 10 o'clock, almost, late night. Then I had a dinner again with him. He didn't come because he didn't have the power to take a decision to come with me. He's surrounded by a lot of big guys and his managers, secretaries, doctors. Still they don't believe me. I was very angry and upset. At 12 o'clock, I left. Then I talked a couple of times in the telephone. He's changing his mind to come. I don't know how long later, maybe 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, I was in my health club, Beverly Hills Health Club, in the sauna. Somebody said, hey, little ago Elvis Presley died. I told him, you are going to die in 90 days. But he didn't survive 90 days because I saw the death. All the joints were swollen, full of water. That's the first sign of the death. Now I feel guilty conscious. If I knew he will die in 2-3 weeks. Now I feel maybe I should go with him and help him. But I couldn't go with him because I had a big school in Beverly Hills that time, much bigger than now. I have thousands of people. I just couldn't leave them and I just go for a month. Impossible.
Now, is it generally the case, Bikram, that you need to teach in the larger classes? I have a couple of names here. I guess Elizabeth Taylor, Sophia Loren, do they both come to you as to be individual students? Well,
every day I get offered to teach them privately like Elvis. But since I came to the United States, I don't have time to go teach privately. 1 hour, I teach 50 people. I cannot drive half an hour and come back half an hour and teach one, it goes 2 hours. I can do that. And certain cases, of course, I go only first day. For somebody has cancer, somebody has leukemia, somebody has brain tumor. I go see at home, then I write a chart. Then I say private instructor or instructors, they take care. That I do every day. But I cannot go and teach because I have a lot of responsibility to do. And as a matter of fact, when people has a psychological problem, this class is the most important thing. That's my creation, better than everybody said Taj Mahal, antibiotic, and vaccination. When you group up the middle of class in front of my eyes, looking at me, I really forget who you are, where you are, which country you are, what's your name, everything you forget. Only I make you think what I'm saying. I take your mind out of your brain and I control you for 90 minutes. You have to take my class one day to realize this exactly what it is. This is another world. Nobody understands that. And that's why anybody listen to me, each and every one is succeeded. No matter what problem you have. And I go through every single day, all kind of peoples, all kind, you name it. I taught prime minister, I taught president, I taught billionaires, superstar, the emperor, the king, the hookers, the street boys, the doctors, lawyers, you name it. All kind of people. And everybody get help in certain extent.
Now, one of the biggest stars on TV today is Candice Bergen from Murphy Brown. She's a client of yours?
See, my student, about, I don't know how long, maybe 10, 12 years,
What has yoga done for her?
I really don't know. They said the National Enquirer saved her marriage, but I never knew that. Louis is...
All set? Speak. Tell me again, I'm sorry, briefly, what has your relationship with Elizabeth Taylor been?
As I told you a little ago that every day I get offered from all kind of people to teach private lessons. Whatever the reason they want to come to a class, maybe the insecurity, they're too big or they don't have time, all kind of things, but I don't teach private lessons, Now, Elizabeth is doing really bad. That was the worst in her life. She was in wheelchair. She was blow up like 50 pounds overweight. She cannot walk, bad back. Twice in the St. John's Hospital. She was doing King and I with Will Bennett that time in Hollywood. And my very good friend and my student, Roddy McDowell, he took me to her home in Bel Air, Stone Canyon. And I'll sit down, talk to her for 4 or 5 hours, several hours, and I make her understand, I believe, what is life. So when she promised me she will come back to my class, but she didn't. But anyway, I suggest her she should go to Betty Ford clinic in Palm Springs, and she did right away. And she came out wonderful, wonderful. And that helps her lost total weight and back problem and insecurity. And she said, I don't want to live anymore. I'm going to die. I think this is my last. I said, no, that's not true. You are not going to die so soon. So that's the way also I help a lot of people by giving in privately consultation once or twice, So that I did for Elizabeth also.
Now, our audience would look at something like the Betty Ford Clinic as sanctioned treatment. That's okay. That's modern science. It's doctors. It's the right way to go.
Right.
Those same people might look at yoga as underground, cult, Eastern, mystical, not modern science. Where is it in your mind that yoga stops and science takes over?
Now, this is opposite way. My guru used to say, you know who is this? This is my guru. Vishnu Ghosh, brother of Paramhansa Yogananda, who is the founder of Self-Realization Fellowship. Very, very well-known brothers around the world. My guru used to say, when medical science stop, then yoga science start. I told you beginning of my conversation, when you've been to every doctor in the world, like a Kareem. Why Kareem came to Maine? Why John McEnroe came to Maine? Why Eric Dickerson came to Maine? Because after playing for several years, they are incapable of playing anymore, right? The head of the department, UCLA Medical Center, orthopedic, he sent Kareem to me. Kareem came to me. In 1 month, I make him go back to the game again. Otherwise, he'll be retired after 13 years. I'm sure he told you that. He mentioned his current book. John, 2 years he couldn't play tennis, McEnroe. So the same doctor, Kareem, said, go to Bikram. So Kareem being John here, after maybe, I don't know, 2-3 weeks lessons, he back to the game, which he couldn't do in 2 years. Now, what is proves this? The doctor's science is failure, but the yoga is successful. So that's the time you come to Bikram, in Bikram's Yoga College of India, when you are totally incapable of functioning, even alive, even a walk, not only working your job, even you are abnormal, you are sick, you are physically, mentally, spiritually, totally you are incapable of function. That time you come to me, what I do, I re-energize, revitalize, reorganize each and every your brain cells, each and every internal organs, all the important glands, all the nerves, veins, tissues, ligament, scientifically, which in the cold storage for years and years and years, or it is never been used, or it is overused. So it is opposite. So in yoga, always you have a choice. When you are 75 years old, you think you are finished. It's not true. I'll keep you alive another 30 years any way wanted. From 70 to 30, you can keep your life much better than you live 40 to 70. I prove every single day. The most of my students here is above 50s. Most of my 95 of my students is 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And where they come from? From Cedar Sinai, from UCLA Medical Center. All doctors, all the hospitals in this town, they send me their patient to me. And as a matter of fact, this is the first time I'm announcing something. It's the biggest news in the world. Cedar Sinai Hospital, I'm starting research, huge research. Next month, I already signed the agreement. How yoga cure chronic diseases. In the Cedar Sinai, they're financing. And this is the biggest achievement in my life. I'm not an MD doctor, but Cedar Sinai is offering me to go to their hospital with all the head of the department, 8 of this, heart, neurology, endocrine, cancer, HIV, you know. I cure them every single day. They want to know how I do it. So they want to measure it when I'm going to cure their new patients.
That's great. We'll have to
That's the biggest things happen in my life. You know, I mean, of course, I'm doing all the time that, but now at least medical science is opening their eyes to facing the truth. Medical science thinks, AMA thinks, if you don't take drugs, you don't have any treatment. That's not true. In India, we have a completely different life. We cannot afford to get the sick. So we learn to live with preventive medicine. You are not supposed to get sick. But in America, intentionally you get sick without any right reasons. And then somebody is trying to help you to, get cured. Of course, you don't get cured, otherwise Elvis Presley will be here today. In the meantime, somebody will make millionaire. That's not right. Of course, we need medical science too, but it's different aspects, not the way the people live here. That's totally wrong. That's why people come to me. Yes.
That's good. Let me ask you just about a couple of names. I have here
Please.
the name. Oh, really? Okay.